Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I've been painting, and apparently I still have paint on my face. So, what's your excuse? No, I'm kidding. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. And oh man, the smoke is coming into the valley here. Um, I don't think it's from a fire nearby. I think it's from fires in California. I'm pretty sure there's a big fire in Central Oregon going on right now as well. I don't think we're getting that smoke. I should check Fire Watch just in case. If you guys don't know about the app Watch Duty. If you don't know about the phone app Watch Duty, it is a good one. And just for an example, I zoomed way out, but there's Oregon, Idaho, Washington. There's a lot of fires. The pink is red flag warning, and yeah, so that's what's going on. But it doesn't look like there's any fires from near me right now. I don't know where the big fire is. Someone said something about a big fire. 971 acres in California. The one by my parents right now, and they're not in danger, is 21,971 acres. So divide that by 640, and that's how many square miles it has burned. The city of Sisters is in the evacuation area. Like they're pretty close to being evacuated. Anyway, I did hear my phone make the special watch duty sound, so I wanted to check in on that, make sure it wasn't us. Anyway, so yeah, I've been painting a lot. You guys can see my ceiling. You see this wall is no longer that mustard yellow. It is primed. It's going to be purple. Yes, purple. Surprise, surprise. Anybody surprised about this? No. And I'm hoping to do that tonight. I was in another room. I just finished edging in green, and so I need to use the roller on that. And then after the live, I'll do the roller on that, and then this room, I'll paint this room, and hopefully, yes. What am I painting green? Here, I didn't even have time to put it in a bag yet. This is the color green that the study is going to be. And yes, I get to name my rooms whatever I want. You get to name your rooms what you want. There's no books in the study yet. There will be. So, yeah, I am a colorful person. Apparently, true right now too. It was the only drip I've actually it was a glob. I was trying to move quickly and I didn't wipe off the brush enough. I just went, I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, let's say hello. I'm Katrina. I didn't even know if I say that or not. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. You are in the right place. Even if you're not, stick around and see what it's all about. We talk about all things homesteading related, and any homesteading questions or discussion topics are welcome. Bunnies still have their ice bottles. I use milk jugs for ice. Tomorrow's video is going to be dealing with the rabbits with heat, and some adjustments that I've made you'll see in that. But everybody's doing good. Kitties are doing good. Poor guys. It's so funny. Sometimes Ringo is up under the car. Often Mama Kitty is under the car. And then sometimes Ringo is down with the bunnies. I think he likes to check on them. My goal this week is to get painting done, but I do need to process the bunnies. The ones with mom are about a week late this weekend, and so that's fine. They're going to go first, and then I'm going to have to do it with a little bit of time in between litters, maybe like a day, because I think it's 10 and 10 or 10 and 9. And then there's 11 out in the pasture. So I want to separate it enough so that by the time they get to the freezer portion, everything's not going in all at once because things don't freeze well like that. So let's get started. And hopefully you guys are all doing well. And I'm going to go grab my mouse. I like this mouse because it has a rolly. I don't have to have my my hand up on here. Okay. Let's see who's on here. I gotta turn this on first, then it would work. All right, Verna's here. Verna is Vase Place in Blue with a Bunch. She's moderator, and if you want to learn about growing things in apartment settings, she has a live on Saturdays. Hey, Katrina, second like. First one here tonight. Awesome. Other than one must have been this morning. Could have been wrong. Okay. Erica's here. Welcome, Erica. Good evening. We have to figure out our Cook With Me live. I saw PJ's on here too. And I was going to look at that. So we have a membership. It's a Katrina's Kits is what we call it. It's a Cook With Me live membership. We cook together every month and once a month, and you and your kitchen, me and mine, and it's a lot of fun. Last time we actually canned, or didn't can. You guys didn't can, did you? I think I was the only one that actually canned it. But we made mock pineapple out of zucchini, which is pretty cool. So, I don't know what day works best, honestly. Erica, are you available on a Saturday? I know sometimes not. My flooring's being put in the weekend of the 6th and 7th. So things are going to be all over the place there. And then the 14th, I believe I'm going to go see some bees. And then the next weekend, I think my parents are in. We might be doing a Saturday. So let me know if the 13th works for people. 13th is a Saturday of September. We can adjust, but yeah, think of dates. All right, welcome. Verna says, how do you like your mock pineapple? It is wonderful. I like it a lot. This is the first time I made it in chunks instead of shredding, and I do like shredding. I think shredding is better, like over eggs or over, like if you cook Swiss chard with stuff, and then you just put that on top after it's cooked. That's really good. And then the pineapple chunks, like I just had that for breakfast with not cream cheese, with cottage cheese, and that worked really well. So I think doing both is a good idea, but it turns out good. Yeah, like I said, in the past I've made it was shredded. And Erica and PJ, let people know how it was for you. All right, Steve's here. Steve is S.O. Swanson, Blue with a Little Wrench, also a moderator, and he has quail. And welcome. All right. Has it cooled down for you yet, Erica? Erica got pretty hot. It's been hot here. Hopefully she cooled down. She was hotter than here. Today, it only got up to 101. It was 103 the other day and 105 the other day. So yeah, it's a heat wave. All right, it's pretty comfortable at Erica's house. Good. Yeah, I have the boiler dome. Yes, I do, Verna. It should be the last. I think we might have one more hot day. The thing is the our heat warning is done as of yesterday, and it's not as hot today, but it was 101. 101 is pretty hot. Compared to 105, maybe not as hot, but yeah. The temperatures that's on the predictions for the Weather Channel or any of the weather apps for heat is low. So, yeah, so they say 96 tomorrow, so it'll probably get up to maybe 99 or 100 tomorrow. And then it looks like we stay 92, 91, 90, 86, 89, right at that level. That's okay. But my plan is to, I think Wednesday, I'm gonna try and process some rabbits in the morning, and when it's cooler, and see how that goes. It just needs to get done, and I'm fine now. I have a freezer now. It's just I have too many things going on, and I do need to get the painting done before the flooring goes in. But the flooring is not going in for another week, so I have like a little bit of time, but I don't. I have momentum with painting right now, so when you get momentum with something, you got to get it done. So I think if tonight I finish this room, and then I'll do my bedroom tomorrow. That'll get me far enough that I can know that I'm going to finish. So anyway, let's continue. Verna wants to know if Steve has cooled down. PJ says, "Hey all, hey PJ, hope you're doing well." Not too good. They're not. I hope. Oh, you have to go back to New York. Okay. Well, good luck, and you get to see the animals. That's the positive, right? Hopefully things work out. Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah, I hope in the end it works out. Get a different realtor. 46 in New York tonight, PJ says. I didn't look at my lows. Lows don't matter. They do, but not yet here. 48 at Verna's tonight. I think I've reached in the 60s here at night this week. It's cooled down at least. You could take your time answering. Too wet to burn down here in the Delta. Steve, are you getting tons of rain? Wow. Gage's Friendly Farm. Hello, Christina and Aaron, or Christina or Aaron. Made it. Hey, friends. Hello, Gidros. Ziz. I hope you're doing well. I have not done anything with the loofah you sent me. Hopefully you got your little package. Yes, lots of fires. Lots of fires. And there's thunderstorms. I almost said scheduled. There's thunderstorms coming in, I think this week. Not here. I saw thunderheads yesterday. I totally thought it was going to be like it was over there. I totally thought it was going to thunderstorm here, but it didn't. But east of us and south of us, there's a bunch of thunderstorms that are supposed to happen. So that'll probably start fires. Yep. All right. Andy's here. Hello. Hello, Andy Rabbit. I hope you're doing well. All right. How's everyone doing? Doing good. Doing good. Painting. Dawn's here. Hey, Katrina and everyone. Hey, Dawn. Welcome. What happened to my cheek? I've been painting. Same thing that happened to my hands. Yes, I've been painting a lot. In fact, I was trying to get, that's why I was a little late. I'm like, but I'm going to finish the edging. I have to finish the edging. What I really wanted to do is finish it and wash the brush, but the brush is in a bag. Yeah, I'll use a different brush for this edging. I wanted to use that brush. What I was going to do is finish that, put it out, put it outside to dry in the heat, but it didn't happen. It's okay. That or I'm starring in Wicked. No, sorry. All right. Everybody's saying hi. What am I painting green? I'm painting the study green, which also has the same blue sky as in here. I do colorful stuff, you guys. You remember that? You remember my old house? It looks nice. Oh, I should do this every day. Oh, yes, it is paint. Oh, Dawn says I was painting our ceilings and smiled and had paint on my teeth. That's one way to whiten. I don't know if you white paint. I don't know. Yeah, not tasty. I agree, Verna. Tommy's here, Aquatic News Network. Howdy, Earthlings. Howdy, Tommy. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that would be hilarious and also freaked out. Dawn, I agree. Um, yes, Verna. Yeah, so the video this morning, um, so he likes to check out the bunnies. He loves bunny TV. And he was laying in between the tractors in the video. Uh, Part of the video is a different day, but part of the video where he was walking towards me, I told him it was hot and he should go lay down. He was actually underneath the trees, like to the side next to there. And I think that's where he hangs out anyway. But if you guys remember that short that I did, that he was absolutely ridiculous and like went after like a dead vole, and he attached it to my leg and stuff. That's where he was. Anyway, yeah, he's a super cutie, Mr. Ringo. I did get my delivery. Yes, Steve. My freezer is working. Okay, you guys, there's a deer going across, and you guys can see it. Hopefully, you see it. Oh, there's a cord. Cord. Okay, well, we missed the deer, but hopefully there'll be another one. Okay. Sorry about that earthquake, guys. There's 4 deer that have been parading through the front yard, so there might be little ones coming. I'll try and keep an eye out for them. And if you saw the videos today, then you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But yes, I got the freezer delivered. I have jugs of ice in it. I was waiting until after this little heat wave so that I didn't have to have ice in there for the bunnies, because what happens is at night all those have to freeze again. And if I am trying to freeze water and freeze meat at the same time, that's not good. But what would happen, like if I were to process them like this past weekend, is I would have to have them in the cooler for 5 days or a week or something like that, and that has to be changed every day, and you change out the ice every day, and some of it stays frozen, but there's the core of it stays frozen. But and I use milk jugs for my ice, and it would just melt faster, just environmentally speaking, ambient temperature wise. And then I would have double the water to freeze at night, and I just don't want to do that. I want to just be able to have take out some ice, put in some ice, there you go. Or take out some ice, put in some water so it can freeze for the next day. Yeah, I was just doing management with that. Okay. This is a mouse. This is a trackball. I don't know. It says mouse on the packaging. Okay. It's a mouse with a trackball with a rolly thing. Yeah, I'm technical. Oh. Dawn says we are building rabbit cages since the weekend, getting ready for bunnies. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Do you know what you're getting? I want to know. Andy says, me, I'm here. Yes, you are. Dawn says, saving my own eggs to hatch finally for the quail. Awesome. Thank you for the link, Steve. Cook with me live. PJ says, ate my mock pineapple yesterday. It was yummy. Yeah, so I wasn't sure, and it didn't say in the instructions, I wasn't sure how long, because I hadn't made it in a couple of years, because I made a big batch. I wasn't sure how long to wait for the flavor to seep in, but I don't think you have to wait long. Sometimes pickles you want to wait a little bit. But yeah, it's good. Okay. So Erica says I can be, but not before 2 my time. How many hours different are you? What time is it there right now? It's almost 6:30 right here. PJ, does that work for you? Like on a Saturday? Not before 2 in the afternoon, in the evening? I'm fine with adjusting that if you guys are. And if anybody else is a member, they can speak in. Oh, Gidros, you guys are gonna be busy. But yeah, Christina and Aaron, you guys are also members. Let me know. I'm looking at a Saturday in September to do the next one. And I'm thinking about doing coconut chicken curry because I want it. And it'll be rabbit for me. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's figure that out. Hopefully we'll figure it out by the end. So Bruce is PJ's grandson, and many of you guys have met him at QuailCon. And he was such a cutie. He stole her earbuds for like the entire time, so we couldn't talk back and forth with her. But he tried it, and he said, "It tastes like corn. It's supposed to be pineapple, not corn, dude." So it tasted more like pineapple this time. Good. Okay, 2 Central is 10 Pacific. What? It's not that many hours. Is it 2 hours different? Central Time's 2 hours different. What time do... Yeah. I'm just going to wait until we hear something from her. Okay, getting ready to pack up truck to go to visit Aaron this weekend. Steve says, awesome. How many people are going to the Gulf Coast event? What is the full name? Steve, you can put the link to... I don't know if there's any tickets left, but go ahead and put the link to that event. It's happening this weekend. Have fun. It'll be fun. All right. PJ says, I don't know where I'll be yet, but if I'm back in New York, yeah. Yep. Okay. You love the makeup? Yeah. Painting. Verna says Aaron just wants Steve close so he can pay him back for all that bossiness. Oh my gosh. You guys are funny. You got your annual QuailCon haircut? Got rid of your ponytail, huh? Oh my gosh. Aaron says, me too, Steve. I never knew having a bald head would be so much maintenance. Use some Nair. Don't use that stuff. It's like chemical burn stuff. Aaron says, I hope we are talking about going to Ohio this time next year. Yep. And Verna says, me too. 70s, low 70s in South Carolina, PJs. Oh my gosh. Nice. 46 at Dawn's tonight and 74 tomorrow. A little warm up in the daytime. That sounds perfect. Tommy says, I hear that more than half the time my hands are covered in different colored spray paints. Yep. Your artwork for the fish tanks. Yeah. Ooh, high of 73, low of 46 at Verna's. You guys are almost the same. Andy says, I found a sad sight today. Went outside and the grow out cage floor had a hole in it and all no more. Ooh. Grow out for which? For quail or for bunnies? That is sad. Did it get broken into by an animal or did they just fall out and go elsewhere? 95, 75 at Aaron's. Oh my gosh. 75 is the low? That's uncomfortable. PJ says, Tommy here, I'm supposed to get your hands in the way. He does some pretty good artwork. Yeah, we want to know. We want to know what animal you're talking about, Andy. I'm sorry. Aw, Verna says my daughter loves her granny square shrug. You are like just making those. You're pushing those out. You're fast at them. Tommy says it happens. I should get better spray heads. They start to go everywhere after a while, and normal ones. Okay. You saw whose butt, Verna? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Not quail, rabbits. So did they escape or did they get got? Ah, that sucks. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Man. Verna says I have to clean out my freezer this week. You're gonna find stuff in there and you're gonna want to freeze dry it, right? 2 hours different. Okay, so if we still did 11 a.m. my time, that would be 1 p.m. Erica time and 2 p.m. PJ time, right? I think that's right. Okay. Can we tentatively plan a date and then you guys can think about it and then like let me know by next week if it doesn't work? Not the clock. Calendar. Can we tentatively plan on the 13th? It's a Saturday. I need to change it. Change it. Edit. Let's tentatively plan the 13th at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is, I think, 1 p.m. Central and 2 p.m. Eastern. Is that right? Let me know if that works for you guys. All right. Howie's here, food forest permaculture. Good evening. Good evening. How is your pear harvest going? Is it done? Mine's just about to start. Oh, I was gonna bring the pear and show you guys and like eat it. Let me go get that. I had a pear that dropped. It was the same one that's in the video from today. That's right. It's a little baby one. Smells good though. There we go. There's my little baby pear. Yeah, it was one that dropped early. All right. Mm-hmm. Steve. All right. There's Gulf Coast Homesteading Convention link. Thank you. And if you left, looks like it'll be a good turnout for your first one. Good. Good, Aaron. That sounds good. It's nice to have something in different regions. And like, I would say we don't really have anything in this region. There is something that Azure Standard is putting on. It's awfully Joel Salatin centric from what I read. I don't know if that's true or not, but while I agree with a lot of his animal practices, I don't agree with him on a lot of things. So I am iffy about attending that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, PJ says, so wish we could go. Yeah, exactly. Verna's giving grooming tips to make shavers for both heads. Oh my gosh. Okay, Steve, that was a joke. Don't Don't nobody use Nair. It's nasty. I tried it once on my leg, and like I tried one on my like I want to see a difference between one leg and the other. I don't shave anymore. Anyway, I did it once, and that was it. All right, you're looking for late October, early November 2026. That's good. September 1st, Verna says you will have to start the planning for next year. Exactly. Yep. Oh, you saw the butt half of the deer. I'm like, well, why are you telling me you saw a butt? The babies must have gone first, or maybe they went on the back of the house. But yeah. I was wondering whose butt you saw. Desiree's here. Hi. Hi, Desiree. All right. I would need to start at noon. Okay, I can start at noon. So noon Pacific time. I think that's good. Okay, we got the timing there. So does 1 hour later work for you, PJ, on the 13th? All right. And anybody else who is, I keep saying these two because they are my strong, solid folks. I anticipate Aaron and Christina are going to be exhausted for a while. Okay. Okay, we'll get clarification from Erica. All right, Desiree says, Sally lost my grandma and a church friend yesterday, but I did get to say goodbye to my grandma before she left us. Desiree, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you knew she was close to passing and you had the time to say your goodbyes, because not everybody gets that. And I'm hoping you have peace and that you got to say all you needed to say and all of that, because it's hard and you'll get through it. Yeah. So I'm sorry for your loss. And yeah, PJ's saying the same thing. Sorry. Okay. PJ is putting it on a calendar. Red Cross wants my blood. Finally says Red Cross, though. My phone has been saying spam for Red Cross, and they keep leaving me messages, and I don't answer it because it says spam instead of Red Cross. Now it finally says Red Cross. So, hey, sorry I had to hang up on them. Okay. Desiree says, my chicks also grew a lot in 2 days, so now my rooster has little red wattles. Wattles? Oh, rooster. I totally forgot you had chickens. I was thinking quail, and I'm like, quail? Yes, you do have chickens now. That's good. It's a little overripe. Yes, Verna, but it's good. The flavor's there. The texture's a little soft, but it's good. Verna says, I have a lot of deer in my weekly roundup. You know, they are being raised on apples. Yep. The one tree is dropping only the immature apples right now. The other tree I really should be picking, but I have too many things to do, and the deer are eating them. So I'm like, the deer can eat the drop things, and I'll grab my few in between. So I've been eating apples every day. I just haven't done anything with them. I was wanting to make more juice this year. I still have stuff from last year, so I'm not too concerned. I need to be better about remembering that I have things like juice, because that kind of stuff I always forget about. But yeah. Aaron says, Verna, I think I'll use Zach's method and take a break from planning for a while after. Yeah, that works. Yes, Aaron lets others help him. That is good. Okay, so if Erica gets home from work around 2 on Saturday, we're 2 hours behind. I feel like we're doing math in middle school. So if I start at 12, 12:30, 12:30, give you some time after. I'm going to put that on the calendar as 12:30. And PJ, let me know if that doesn't work. And Aaron, let me know if that works or not, if you guys are going to come. Let me edit 12:30, because you don't want to get there and be like, what am I doing? Not AM. It turns to PM now. You want it early? Okay. And coconut chicken curry is what we're going to do. And I figure we can make naan with that. Naan is very good. Yeah. Okay. Works for you. Got it. It's on the schedule. Okay. Yay. All right. Well, we just talked about a lot of things. And I have another bite of pear. What I really want to do is preserve a lot of pear this year, because I didn't do hardly any last year. I didn't really do any. I was gone for a lot of it at the at QuailCon, and then at the Heirloom Expo, which isn't happening this year either. And so that was pear season, and I missed it. I missed some of it. I was just busy too. So I got something in the mail today. Learned that our poor postal carrier, the air conditioning's not working in his vehicle. Poor guy. You can almost taste it. Verna, have a bite. Here, there's a more attractive side. So, if you guys haven't ordered this yet and you want to grow it, you might still be able to order it. These get planted in September for an October flowering. Anybody know what I'm talking about yet? I can make a guess. Planting in September for an October flowering. Anybody know what I'm talking about yet? It's only sent in like August and September. It's not sent any other time, usually. PJ says, it looks so good. It is so good. This is one that dropped early. It's small. I tested a few pears. So how do you know if a pear is ripe? Let's pretend this is a whole pear and it's on a tree. This is a tree. If you lift it up to 90 degrees and it comes off, it's ripe. If you lift it up to 90 degrees and nothing happens, it's not ripe yet. So that's your test for pears and if they're ripe or not. If they're hard or not does not mean if they're ripe or not. So if they're hard, you can eat them hard like an apple. I prefer to wait for them to ripen, but you can let them ripe on the counter, or you can put them in the refrigerator for extended period of times. There's a couple different kinds of pears. There's a group of pears that you can eat pretty much right off, and then there's a group of pears that you can refrigerate for months and then take them out, over time, set them on the counter for a few days and then eat them. And there's, every type of pear is going to have a different number of days, of counter setting. And you'll have to figure out that for yourself, and we'll go from there. All right. PJ1. Saffron. So I actually got 2 packs of 100. Sounds like a lot. It is a lot. I'm planning on doing things with them. I don't have a really great place to plant them right now, but they're bulbs, so you can plant them, protect them where they are, and then dig them up later and move them. So they come as little bulbs. we're getting sun this way. Little bulbs, little furry. You guys remember trolls? Um, and they get planted in this direction. And it says right on the bag, they grow 6 feet high, not 6 feet, 6 inches. They go 6 inches high. You plant them 3 inches deep and 3 inches between them. Now, when I planted this before, and I'm in a similar situation now, when I planted this before, I had clay soil. Now, I have clay soil right now too. And so clay soil holds on to moisture. It also holds on to nutrients, but it holds on to moisture, which is good and bad. Um, it's good because it holds on to moisture and it will keep things going longer. But it's also bad because if you get, a lot of rain, a lot of saturation, then it just sits and it can cause root rot to a lot of things. So saffron does not like to sit in wet. And what I did at my other place, all I did is I dug a little trench and put in potting soil, mixed up the bottom, and that's it. And I didn't have to water it at all. I think it'll be very similar here. I don't think I'll have to water it here either. It's a Mediterranean plant, so it's dry summers and wet winters. And at least where I was in California, the week of Halloween is when it blooms. So you can have different microclimates. Even where I was in California, the front yard and backyard were different microclimates. They bloomed about a week apart, which is interesting because it's just out the front door, out the back door. But you can extend your harvest and reduce your load, I guess, reduce what you're doing every day, but extend your harvest if you do little microclimates. And you'd be like, oh, and they'll overlap some, but most of it's over here, then it's over here. You can finagle it that way. So it is a 2 to 3 week harvest, and that just depends on how many flowers there are. They do reproduce by bulb splitting. So they have you plant one of those bulbs and then another little one will grow, kind of like a daffodil or a tulip. They have little babies, or like a garlic. They don't make a head, but how they make more. And then every few years you can dig them up, separate them. And the first year you'll get 1 flower each. Some of them you might not get a flower, but you're going to get 1 flower each. So it's pretty much 1 flower per bulb. And then as it gets older, you're going to get more flowers out of that same area. And then what the issue can be is when you pick. If it's raining, that can be an issue because it can really, really affect the quality of the strands. The strands are the female sexual parts of the flower. So once you pluck them, they're gone. But the flowers only last 1 day, maybe 2 if you're lucky, if it's cool. But they only last 1 day. What I like to do is take some tweezers and go out and actually pluck the strands out of the flower itself, because I feel the pollen that's there is still valuable to the bees. And I've had bumblebees and bees sleep in the flowers. Like you just go in there at night and be like, oh, you're sleeping in the flower. And so they'll get the pollen, and then they'll have that habitat for sleeping in the flowers. And what people do professionally, or what families do when they're doing this, I'm going to move over slightly. There we go. Is they will actually pick the whole flower and then deal with it later. And I've done it both ways. It's a little bit more work intensive to do the plucking out of the flower but I don't know that it actually takes less time. You just like this plucking instead of, at a table plucking or whatever. And then also having the flower actually bloom, it tends to have a little better quality of the strands. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's just my observation. So yeah, so that's a little about saffron and going from there. And I like PJ's comment, and I think I thought of that a while ago when I ordered them, and I did not think of it since. But yes, putting it around the solar panels would be fantastic. So this says they get 6 inches high. The leaves actually get longer than that. So it'll get like if here's the ground, you would be able to pick it up maybe 18 inches, but it flops. It just goes up and goes over. The flowers themselves are only about this tall. So you're only going to have a plant that's that tall. It makes a really great edge plant, and that would be a really, really good idea to put that there, PJ. That sounds like a good idea. I do need to put up a fence there anyway, so that will probably be something that we'll deal with. I have to figure out how to keep the deer from getting in there from the roadside, because they're going to jump. I'm going to have to build like a tall fence where they're used to jumping and make it very obvious that it's there so they don't jump into it. Okay. Do you have babies? I have no idea if this is the right angle, so hopefully it is. Yep, there's the babies. I sure hope this is the right angle. One more. There you are. Did you guys see that? Or was I pointing it at the ground? Hopefully you guys saw Mama and two babies going by. The deer here are so small. Okay. Yes, saffron crocus. Yep. So yeah, can you plant anything around the solar panels? So the only reason not to plant near the solar panels would be if it were to shade the panel. There's no other reason. So planting under them, planting around them, planting so that when the water drips in between the panels, it won't drip in between panels because there's a shade cloth under there. Anyway, figuring out where things drip and it'll water naturally from the dew, that is a good thing as long as it doesn't grow up. So I probably won't put the saffron like right on the edge because it'll get overwatered in winter. But yeah, kind of maybe in that area is a good idea. Yeah, for sure. And so that will also be, so the solar panels where they are across the street. Solar panels are in between the street and the leach field. And the leach field, I can plant things in. You just, it sounds weird, but it's fine. There is 8 feet of solid ground in between the leach lines, and so that's solid ground that I can do something with. And part of it's going to have bee boxes eventually, and I'll have to see if I need to make some sort of shade structure for that. Maybe, I don't know. They're usually out in the sun and in the heat, and that's fine. But I'm just wondering about in the heat. But yeah, so that whole area, because if I ever get cattle, stuff like that, they're not, heavy animals are not supposed to be on the leach field, and probably shouldn't rub up against the solar panels. So I will be fencing that off and electrifying that, and so that will be something that I can get done at some point. And I just need to do it. So, yeah. So I don't know about deer eating saffron leaves. I do know that when a rabbit showed up in the yard at my old place, it ate the saffron leaves. So I'm assuming that deer would eat it too, but I really don't know. Yeah. So I want to keep them out of that area. Okay. Da, da, da. Desiree says, currently trying to convince boyfriend to let me get more quail eggs. Hey, why does he need to let you? You have an incubator and it's empty. There you go. See? You did see the deer. Good. Good, good, good. Where says, my house on the hill built double fence to keep deer out. Yeah, I didn't know that they did that, but I do know that Living Traditions Homestead did that. And so my highest concern is not deer. My highest concern is bear. Which I don't think they would care because they don't jump. they climb. And that's why the electricity. For deer, because they have known pathways here and they've been well established for years and years and years, I'm concerned that if I were to do something other than completely block that area, that they would get maybe hung up. So yeah. Yeah. Definitely right angle. Good. Good. I'm glad I can share that with you guys. See, sometimes they go through the back, sometimes they go through the front. Yeah. You guys all saw them. Good. Yeah, double fences because the deer don't have depth perception. I think that's genius. I really do. I think that's genius. However, bear and honey would be the reason for the electricity. The rest of it, I wouldn't care if the deer went in there or not, right? Like I wouldn't. The solar panel and the leach field, they're not gonna, knock on some wood, not likely to get hurt by deer. But yeah. Okay, yeah, I was running it. Kevin and Sarah, I think, right? Yeah, Living Tradition. Yeah. Hey, I just thought that maybe they did it. They did it as well. I mean, I think it worked. It works great. I love that they tried it, and because it sounds ridiculous, but it works great. Um, yeah. So I think that's a good idea, PJ, to put that in that area somewhere. And I have it somewhat marked where the actual lines are. So I would just go in between those. Um, Probably could go right over them. The roots don't get that deep, but but I think I'll err on the side of safety. Um, and I don't think the guy who put it in also said, he's like, I don't think you're going to go past the first line. There's several lines in there. And you're required to have so many, because of how many bedrooms there are or whatever. And he's like, I don't think you're going to get past the first line. So um, good to know. But yeah, having saffron, I think, is a really, really good thing. And I want to encourage you guys to think about these things that, like, so how many people have saffron in their spices, but have never used it, right? You have it, but it was so expensive to get it that you don't use it. How stupid is that? We all do it. We all do it, but it's so stupid. If you have it, use it. And the thing is, if you buy the plant, you're going to have it forever, or until the plant dies, right? And you can keep it going for a very long time. Brenner, Steve, can you find my video on saffron and put it in? Because I did like a year, a multi-step around the year thing. If you can find that link, that'd be great. But yeah, when you use it, when you have it, you can use it, and you can use it in mass. Like, oh, this calls for 6 strands. Well, no, I'm going to do a whole pinch. You can use it in abundance, and it's so much better. Yeah. All right. Dawn's saying good night. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Oh, Anime's calling out Erin. She's looking for some quail. Good. Verna says, I used turmeric instead. It's totally different spice, Verna. It does make a similar color, but it's a totally different flavor. Both are good for you. So there you go. Steve says, don't have it, never bought it, never used it. Not fancy enough in my cooking. Erica says, never had saffron. It's good. It's good. It's a spice, and you're not just going to sit there and eat it. And when you have it, when you collect it, it has to dry, and then you can put it in a jar or something. And then it's better if it waits a couple months. Excuse me. If it waits a couple months, because then, thank you, Steve, for the link. Then the flavors develop more, and it really is amazing how much it changes. Because I've tried to use it fresh, and it's just, why bother? But then when you let it sit for a little bit, like, it smells incredible, and it just is wonderful. Yeah, yeah. So I encourage you guys to do that. Like there's a video I've done, and we did it as a group too for the Cook With Me Live. We made challah as a bread, and it calls for saffron, and I just put a whole lot more in, and it is wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Verna, for the link. All right. Erin, I understand listening while doing evening chores. On Saturday, I made it to Verna's live and was painting, and I was still painting by the time yours came on, but I didn't hear the notification. So by the time I looked at my phone, I'm like, oh, I was going to listen to things today. Didn't happen. Sorry. Yeah. Amy's here. Welcome, Amy. Good evening, all. Happy to see you. Been a while. Absolutely. So this is paint. I've been painting. And we've been talking about saffron because I just got in the mail my saffron. And we've been talking about where to put it. So this is going to go out by the solar and leach field in between things. It'll be good. It'll be good. You guys are going faster. Yes. Erica says, I've seen videos of saffron being harvested and knew it was supposed to be and smell amazing. It smells so amazing. Yeah, it smells so amazing. It tastes amazing. You do have to let it cure. I don't know if that's the right word, but you do have to let it sit and sit with itself for a while to make it into the right flavor. But yeah, don't try it fresh. It's pointless fresh. All right. Amy just set traps for raccoons that ravaged her corn. Oh my goodness. My neighbor just brought over corn for me yesterday. My neighbor that might not have a garden next year. And I said, well, I'll give you stuff from my garden next year that I'm not having this year. All right. Oh, Anime, Aaron's saying to let him know when you want quail to order. Yeah. Bruce is here. Welcome, welcome. Says, hi, cat. Hi. What do you have growing right now? What do you have growing? Hopefully something good. Fall planting. All right, so fall planting, is that a question or a statement? Are you fall planting, Amy? Fall planting is something that we should be starting to think about. Probably should have already thought about. And if you have not already looked up your first frost date, you should do that now, I think. look up your first frost date, and then get out all your packets of fall or spring crops, because they're, guess what, the same. And see what you have that still has time. One of the things to think out for fall is that you need to add a week or two onto that time if it is a spring crop, because it just, the sun, instead of the sunlight getting greater as it does in spring, the sunlight is getting less. And Smilo's laying again when it's going less. I don't know what's her deal. I'm fine with getting eggs. So, anyway, he lays an egg every day, every couple days, every day, something like that. Like, not every single day, but, and I think Overraptor's just done with eggs. They're over 4.5 years old, chickens. But yeah, so that is what you should be looking at. What I need to do is dedicate time needs to be on my side. Needs to be on my side. So I need to dedicate some time to do some fencing. I don't remember if I talked about this on here or not. There was a fencing company that I was going to go with and have them do the fencing for the garden expansion and for the rabbit and chicken area. And they, I finally got all the information to them that they wanted in the right way they wanted, and they finally got back to me, and they wanted over $9,000 to do it. And I'm like, I'm not rich. So I will be doing it, and I will be borrowing and or buying and or renting an auger. And I need to ask Morgan from my Shire farm how he likes his auger now, because he found he has an electric one that he got. And I know they have some rocky soil where he is in Vermont. And here it's like rocky, but not like solid rock. It's like rocks in the soil. So I think he'll be fine. But yeah, it's battery powered, which, I mean, it's quieter, there's less fumes. I have a solar array. I can charge it without, extra stuff. So I'm really thinking about going that direction. I have not looked into the price of how much it was or anything. I think he had an associate link in that video, but yeah, so I will need to do that. And I honestly, I failed so much at Summer Garden just because I didn't have the infrastructure set up. I don't even want to think about doing a fall garden until that's set up. Now, what I might do is I might plant up a green stalk, and put that, in the current garden area until until I have the real fence up. And that would be smart to do. So if you guys don't know about green stalks, on all of my videos in the description, there is a link that will give you 10% off your first, not 10%, $10 off your first purchase. And green stalks are great. They're a columnar planter with multiple pockets. You can have, depending on if you get the shallow ones or the deep ones, you can have 30 to 36 plants in the space you can hug, which is pretty amazing. I had peppers that, now that those batteries are in that room for the solar, they do put off some heat. I'm wondering if they'll put off enough heat that room won't freeze. We'll see. But I had 3-year-old peppers in a green stalk that I did bring inside, and I put in this back room, thinking they were going to overwinter, and it froze in there, and I lost my 3-year-old peppers. But so you can bring things inside and outside and stuff like that. But what I would like to do is to do some, leafy stuff. And I don't know, I've never done fall peas. Anybody done fall peas? Try that. Anyway, so there's my plan and limitation. And reality check, because I don't want to spend $9,000 on that much fencing. especially when I know the price of the materials. Anyway. All right. Saffron. Oh, yes. Saffron gets planted anytime now. If you order saffron from a place, it's going to come in August or September for a September planting. You can plant it now. My experience in California is that it blooms in October. So, and you can plant it literally like a couple weeks before it blooms. Um, Halloween week is the week that it started for me when I was in California. I don't know when it will start here, but yeah, it's a 2 to 3 week harvest. And then if you have microclimates, that could expand that some. Yeah. All right. All right. Anime shopping for birds, huh? She knows she is the only one right now. What? Who? I missed that. Okay. Andy says I'm closing the restaurant up, but I'm still here. All right. All right. Um, yeah. Aaron says I don't like my chickens. You don't like your chickens because they're chickens? Why don't you like your chickens? Yeah, like Steve says, Aaron, you don't like any chickens. The chick Well, Christina has the what are those called? Silkies? Yeah. So Verna put a link from Amazon. I don't know about Amazon link for saffron. Um, is for the bulb. I went with Dutch grown. That's what I've gone with before, and you can see they've run Dutch grown saffron because that's where I got it before, and so that's you know yeah, they're sold out. That's what happens though this time of year. So my recommendation is either get it elsewhere, but you really want to make sure that they are the right kind of crocus because I am sure someone is selling saffron crocus that is not saffron crocus. If it doesn't have the three reddish strands that come out, again, that is the female organs or its female parts. Um, that that's the key. So there are other crocus that are not saffron, and those crocus usually start blooming in the winter or early spring. In the saffron crocus blooms in the fall, and then also has those strands. The other ones don't. So, um, so yeah, I would just investigate where you're getting them from. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. Aaron says the new chickens are amazing, but all the other chickens are nonsense. Erica says, I love my chickens. Okay, they're good bulbs. If you want them now, you can get them. Okay, good. Is that the ones? That's where you got yours from, Britta? Yeah. Erica says Andy has them trained to come running every time they hear the truck. He can't walk across the yard because they're so eager to see him. It's hilarious to watch. That's hilarious. Okay, so that it's a known source then. Thank you, Britta. Um, yeah, that's pretty funny. Well, yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna be getting some of Aaron's eggs as well for those chickens, but I need to make sure I have the space first. That's important. It's important. Oh, so Desiree's gonna get some ones with cool blue eggs, cool brown ones, and cute fluffy chickens at some point in the future. Gotta train him on bird talk. Hey, he has his bird talk down. His bird talk is yes. All right, so we're gonna put the link for the saffron that she got 2 years ago. Yeah, and the thing is, once you plant them, you don't need them again. Like you don't have to get a bag of 100. You know, you don't have to get. Well, I got 2 bags of 100, but you only want to get that much if you want to jumpstart, because they will make more. Like by next year, there will be more, and you'll be able to dig them up, separate them, or just leave them be. So that's something that's really important to know. Um, Once you have one, you have more than one next year. So yeah. Amy says, just cut up and I am vacuum sealing 6 to 7 green peppers. No time to process corn. I picked and shucked earlier. Just didn't want the raccoons to get the rest. Amy, don't you feel stupid when that happens? I felt absolutely ridiculous. This is several years ago. The cherry trees. There's hardly any cherries that year. And the mockingbird kept on trying to get cherries shoved down its baby's throat. It kept on popping out. And then you go get another cherry. It's like, dude, it doesn't fit. They're all the same size. And I just felt so ridiculous because like they weren't all the way ripe yet. It's like, why are you doing this? They're not ripe yet. And so I went out there, I saw it and knew it was watching me, and I ate all the cherries. Yeah, I know I was ridiculous. I know it was petty. Made me feel better. Sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes it has to be done. Yeah, Berna says I don't blame you. Oh. Yeah, that mockingbird got on my nerves. Got on my nerves. But hey, if that's how you deal with things when things get on your nerves, there you go. Yeah, me versus the mockingbird. Exactly. Exactly, Steve. So, is anybody getting smoke from any other fires? I know I'm getting smoke. It's clearing a little bit since earlier today. So earlier this evening. I want to know if people are getting smoke from the fires. I'm also going to introduce this app again since there's probably different people on now. It's called Watch Duty. And I'm just going to zoom out so you can see. I'll zoom. I guess it's the furthest I can zoom. So that is, you see the state lines there? Those are all the fires. Pink is the red flag warning, which means high wind and dry air. And you can, well, there's not many over there, but let's see. Let's go all the way. Oh, there's some in Texas. Oh, Louisiana doesn't have it. But yeah. Looks like if you're in Louisiana or on the other side of the Mississippi River, it's not where you are. Not in Canada either. Huh. Okay. Or Mexico. So everything this way of the Mississippi, except for Louisiana. What's up with that, Aaron? Anyway, it's a good app. It lets you know where all the fires are. And there's a lot of fires. And you're able to turn off notifications for fires that you don't care about. Which is so nice. Because when I first got it, it was a fire year and it was all the time. Yeah, every single time. Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Amy says I was demoralized this morning, but counted almost 50 bird house gourds this afternoon. Okay. And about a dozen loofahs. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Desiree says I picked two unripe apples from my grandma's tree. They still had a week or so left, sweet and sour. That's good. Erica says my sister has been getting smoke from the Canadian fires. Yep. Yeah, east of the Cascades, I think, is where that's mostly going right now. Yeah. Amy says, any solutions for a vacuum sealer that won't open after a cycle? Did you turn the thing to open? That's what I have for you. Mine has a closed door and open, or other way around. Did you turn it all the way to open? I don't know. This is the same thing as like, did you press unplug it and plug it back in? I do not know. It's stuck. It's stuck closed, like it melted to itself. I don't know. Unplug it, plug it back in, see what happens. Blow on it like a Nintendo controller or game, right? I don't know. I'm sorry, Amy. No smoke at Desiree's. Had too wet for that at Steve's. Yeah, Desiree says got some smoke last year. Louisiana is a different country. It's Aaron's response. Marshland doesn't burn. That sounds like a Mother Nature dare, Steve. Be careful. Yeah. Verna says too much swampland. It opened. It's possessed. You're welcome. Sometimes my vacuum sealer, it's a food saver as well. I have to press down in a certain place. There's only sometimes. Yeah. She's in Wisconsin. Who's in Wisconsin? Oh, your sister. Yes, they got a lot. My brother's in Wisconsin too. Oh, okay, so Verna says sometimes you have to press it down to unlock. Okay. Oh, Desiree's making her boyfriend like chicken and quail. He'll like them better on a plate. Oh boy. Amy says, just more of a goofy day being goofy. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. It was so funny. This morning, I was gonna feed the cats a little bit later when I went out to do the rabbits. And usually I have to call, either they're on the front porch or I have to call for them. And they're out exploring and hunting and all that. And it was funny because today I got up to do something. I was sitting here working, and I got up to do something, and I look out, and both the cats are running up like I had called them, and I hadn't. They're running up, and so I went outside and I fed them. I'm like, oh, I didn't call you guys, but I guess you're really hungry, and you know it's time. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Okay, Amy has the unlock key for the food saver thing. Pressed handle up, down, unplugged, replugged, liberal squaring required. Device inversion. It opened when I walked away. Amy, now we have instructions. It's kind of like those instructions where you have to do something with your key and the brake and in the car. Yeah. It's like, who decides these things? Verna says she processed a quail but she will find how different a chicken is to process. Yeah, I haven't done chickens yet. Have not done that. But I will at some point. I feel like I need to do chickens. My mom doesn't like the taste of rabbit. So when they're here, I think I'll make stuff with sauces. But yeah, but chicken's good. Chickens do too. Anyway, so what are you guys planting besides saffron and we didn't say anything else, right? Um, has everybody looked up their first frost date? All you do is type in first frost date and your zip code into the internet, and hopefully it will come up right. Erica says, other than being bigger, I haven't found any difference between quail and chicken processing. Erica, do you do cervical? I don't know if I can say it, or maybe I can say it now that I've said some words in between dislocation for chickens. Or do you do this? We're getting around YouTube's stuff here. Chickens usually pluck. Yeah, when I get back into quail, I'm kind of thinking about getting a plucker for quail because it is super easy to skin them. But I kind of think that we're missing out on good nutrients of that skin, you know? I feel like that skin has probably the same benefits. We say, quail eggs have more of everything per volume than chicken eggs. And I wonder about the quail skin, if that's also true. I don't know. Yeah. Amy, that only makes sense in this conversation on this channel. Amy says, just put rubber fingers in a salad spinner. Yeah, they actually make pluckers for quail. I think they're expensive though, aren't they? I don't know. Skin adds better taste. Yeah, it's going to have more fat and it's going to have some different micronutrients that the meat probably doesn't. Steve says, I did not find it too cumbersome to defeather a quail. Did you do it with your hand? I have a drill plucker and it works fine. It makes a huge mess and with feathers everywhere and isn't really all that thorough, it is what it is. But I think doing it with actual, I think the drum on these things are only like this big. But yeah. Yeah, so I've done plucking with a drill attachment plucker, and I haven't done it with my hands, but yeah. You did by hand and did not dip first. That's interesting because I did try it with before doing it with the drill attachment, and it wasn't great. Yeah. Erica says I'm too lazy to mess with plucking. Yeah, it's fast to skin them, and that's true. But I do wonder about like if I had a machine, the plucking machine, how would it actually still be faster, or would it just be like, oh yeah, go for it? Yeah. Steve says you can make your own plucker with a 5-gallon bucket, fingers, and an electric drill to spin the bottom. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, we're a ways off of that because I still have to do the structure, the high tunnel stuff, and that's not a priority right now. I have other things that are a priority. Yeah. Cleanup is a pain after plucking. That's exactly it. So like Erica, when I did it with a drill attachment plucker before, literally like it didn't just go in one direction, it went everywhere. And it's like, what is going on? Why can't they all go the same place? Because if you can catch it in a bin or anything like that, then that would be a different story. But yeah, yeah. So anyway, it's something I'm thinking about, but I'm not acting on for a very long time. Yeah. Um, yeah. But I do like the quail. I do want to get back into the quail. I will be getting back into quail, and in the meantime, I have a quail course. It's on my website, um, and all about raising quail in aviaries. And I think it's a good course. Other people think it's a good course, and yeah, so I encourage you to check that out. It's $25 and a lot of information. Yeah. Erica says, and wet feathers are nasty. Yeah, and there's a very distinct smell. And for some reason, ants show up later. Like I just left it in the garden. I'm like, nobody's gonna come after feathers. There's nothing on these feathers. No, the ants came. I don't know what they were getting, but maybe the keratin out of the feathers. This is my pear, my sad pear. Hmm. So I don't know about other people, but this week I've also seen I've also seen um three three termites with wings in the house. Like they fly in, with open doors and stuff. And so now's the time to look for that. Yeah. Desiree says, I've seen people wet rabbits before skating. Yeah, I've seen that too. And that's mostly so you don't get fur on the meat. And I have not tried it that way. I don't know if it's better or not. Totally up to you. I don't have an opinion about that. Thank you for the link, Steve. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, so when you do the quail, why I was just saying wet is because you use moisture um, when you two things. One, if it's in a drum, then there's water sprayed into it, and that helps with that. And then if it's a drill attachment, there isn't any instruction to use water, like with it, but you do dunk the bird in hot water. I do not remember the temperature. Um, for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, something like that, and then bring it out, and then all the feathers are wet. So that's how they get wet. You're not dunking. So the reason to dunk a bird when processing is different than the reason to dunk a rabbit. So the reason to dunk a bird is to actually soften and make the feathers looser. There, it's called scalding. Um, the reason people dunk a rabbit is so that the fur doesn't get attached to the meat. Now, you could, I suppose, dehair a rabbit like you would a pig if you were keeping the skin. Never done it. Don't know that I ever will, but you could do that if you wanted to. And so for that, you would want to scald. I have no idea how long or what temperature, but that would be the case. Andy says 130-degree water. I think that was warmer than what I did. That's for quail. Because I know chickens are more. Somebody just went on my website. Yes, I know. Yeah, I think it was less than that what I did. And maybe I did the wrong temperature, but um yeah. Verna did it at, I'm guessing that says 130 Fahrenheit for 10 to 150 seconds and use a towel to wipe away feathers. Okay. Okay. So maybe I didn't have it hot enough. Andy says fried rabbit skin. I'm just saying that might be why they're wetting it. Just saying. Oh, 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, 160 is for chickens. Got it. Water, what? Steve, what are you saying? Water out of the top is 120? You're talking about like on the upper layer of the I don't know what you're saying. Um Water out of the tap is 120. Well, that depends on how high you have your water heater set. That's entirely dependent on that. Because the water heater, depending on what kind of water heater you have, it could go different. I don't think I can set the temperature on this water heater, which is weird for me because um, and my old water heater was a gas one, and I could set the temp, so I could turn it down if I was like going to be on vacation for a couple weeks. I could turn it pretty low down. Could turn it off, but you want to keep some hot. But and you could adjust it differently. This one, I don't think I can. I don't know if that's regular or not because I didn't pay attention in the house I grew up in. Um, but I know when I had in California, it's gas. You could adjust the temperature on there, and it didn't like say like 100 degrees. This. It was literally like a dial, and like people wrote like there would be like Sharpie marks at certain places. Yeah. Okay. So out of the tap and then heat it up just a little, huh? Yeah, mine is currently electric. My water heater. Everything's electric here. I don't have any gas or propane. Yeah. Yeah, Desiree. You didn't know you could change the temp, learning something new. I don't know if you can for all of them or just gas ones. Um, or I don't know because I only have the experiences I have. So yeah. Mine was electric. I could set it. Maybe your numbers are worn off, but there's no dial. There's no like as far as I can tell. I'll have to look at it after this and see. Um, all I know is it was put in. I should really ask the previous owner when it was put in. I know why it was put in. It's put in outside the kitchen now. It was right next to where the stove is now. And apparently the water heater used to be a like rectangular thing, not that round thing that we are all used to seeing. And it looked like a regular appliance, and that was in the kitchen. And it got moved, not moved, the location of the water heater got moved because that busted and leaked all over the floor in the kitchen. So he moved it outside into the laundry room. So, yeah. Brenda says I can't even find my hot water tank. It's probably shared with someone else. It's probably like in a locked room. Yeah. Steve says if you don't have a dial, then it's your thermostat. Use a screwdriver to adjust it while electric is off. Is there there's a thermostat on the water heater somewhere? I'm sure there is. I just don't know. But good to the emphasis on adjusting it when it's off. Oh, they put water heaters in the crawl space where you are, Brenda? That's interesting. Yeah, in my old house, it was in like the really, really right location because it was literally water heater in the garage, wall, shower, dishwasher, the wall, kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and then laundry was right next to it. So everything hot water related was within 10 feet. So yeah. Desiree says, wonder how you would flush a rectangle water heater. I mean, it probably had a little tap on it, just like the round ones do. Yours is in the basement. Okay. Okay. Rectangle, is it on demand? What? No, she's talking about the one I was talking about. That used to be in the kitchen here. Yeah. On demand. Uh, are you talking about, so the on-demand water heaters? The one I know about is gas, and it's like this big, and it basically heats through like a coil. The water flows through, and when it flows through, it heats. Um, what I'm talking about is like a big appliance thing that they don't make them like that anymore. I don't think. That's not what I have right now, but that's what used to be here. Hmm. Yeah, there's a gas on demand water heater, but I don't know about electric. And like the on demand water heaters make sense, but at the same time, um, if you have a water heater, you automatically have that much extra water in case something happens. Um, like it's like saving your water, right? Um, and you don't get that if it goes away, right? I mean, if you have a tankless water heater, which is sometimes what that's called, um, you don't have water in storage, which may or may not matter to you. Yeah. Desiree says my Nina Carol had a hot water spout in her kitchen sink. Yep. I have gas and electric now. Okay. And Erica says we have a tankless. That makes sense. That makes sense. And Steve has a tankless too. Um, yeah, mine has a tank. It probably needs to be insulated. It's strapped to the wall. That safety security thing for earthquake is acceptable. It's a ratchet strap, like on a truck, but hey, it works. It works. Usually it's a different kind of strap, but it's pretty tight on there. Yeah. Yeah, they don't run out of hot water, Desiree, because there's heated coils around the pipe that the water flows through, and as the water flows through, it superheats it basically. Um, when you think of like a freezer super freezing, where it goes super cold, it's the same thing, but it goes super hot very quickly. Yeah. Yeah, tankless has to be vented right, and that is true for the gas ones. I do not know anything about electric ones, how their venting needs to happen, but for sure the gas has to be vented correctly. Yeah. Yeah, and like Steve says, it was gas. Erica says our older camper had a small tank that burst and flooded the whole camper. We went tankless. That's how a lot of that happens. Yeah, that makes sense. So Steve says electric do not vent, no fumes, no vent. That makes sense. I also found out that this kitchen used to have a very big stove in it. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should again. Does anybody know if so I can, and does anybody know if any of the electric stoves act like gas, where you raise it up a little and it goes up, and you raise it, like it has more of an immediate effect and more controllability for the heat? Has that science been done yet? Because that's something that This one definitely does not do. Yeah. Also, if anybody knows of any socks that have been invented to repel grass seeds, let me know. Oh. Amy says, I think my flat top is like that. Is it a glass one though? Because it would need to hold. It would need to hold the weight of a canner, which is a lot of weight for extended period of time. And that. Do you mean low, medium, high? No, I mean like if I make a small adjustment, it actually makes a small adjustment, and it makes it now, not in 3 minutes. Glass. See, I'm so hesitant with glass because glass breaks and it's expensive to fix, right? Erica says I need some of those magic socks. Why is this not invented yet? Why is this not invented? You know, for there's tons of people that would love to have socks that they don't have to wear pants with. They wear shorts instead and walk through grass and not get 1,000 pricks in their socks. Yeah. Andy says, I never had an electric stove before, but I moved in with hubby and had to get used to one. I'm fairly used to it for cooking. It's kind of annoying, but it's more the canning aspect of it, especially pressure canning. Because pressure canning, it has to be adjustable. Steve says, don't drop your pan on the glass and it shouldn't break. Yeah. Yeah, Desiree says that's the reason why I don't like electric cooktops. It takes too long. It takes too long to change. It does take a long time to heat up, but it takes too long to change stuff. So like when you're especially pressure canning, you're making minute movements of change, and it shouldn't wait, like you said, 3 minutes to change. Yeah. With fire, it gets smaller and it gets bigger. Um, Verna says, Andy, didn't do electric until I moved down here. Yeah. Andy uses all American cans on it. Okay. Anyway, says I'd recommend trying induction if you guys haven't tried one before. Does it have the quick on and quick like raising and lowering? Yeah. Oh, I know the reason why, Steve. Steve says you can't adjust the coil like that because it has to cool down when you turn the temp down. I understand that. It doesn't mean it's not annoying. Anime says takes long to heat up and takes long to change. Exactly. Induction is fast in both ways. Andy, is that what you're talking? That your thing is an induction? What's going on here? Okay. More updates on the fire. It's got bigger. Andy says if you can on a stove, you'll get used to where you have to set the dial. If you can on a stove, you do get used to where you have to set it, but depending on what's in it and how full it is, um, there's a range. So yeah, it's true, but it's within a range. Yeah. Yeah, induction uses magnets. Yep. Yep. I don't know. I was just thinking about that because it would be nice to have one that actually Changes temperature better? I want too much. I'm just asking for things to be invented, Steve. I'm asking the engineers of the world to do these things and engineer me some socks that don't get stickers in them. How much is that to ask? Okay. Andy says on All American Canner is not metal. It is aluminum. Well, it is metal. Aluminum. Okay, so got it. So aluminum is metal, but you're saying it's not magnetic and it wouldn't work on induction. So the induction, it does have a thing that goes in between it. It's like what would it be called? I don't know what it's called. But basically where you can put non-magnetic things onto it and it will work. Yeah. But I don't know how if that, lessens the time or whatever. Okay. Desiree says the only thing I don't like about induction is you have to learn what numbers are low, medium, or high. Is it like 1 through 10? Because that's what most um, ovens are or stovetops. Andy says to answer your question, I don't think it exists. Okay, why not? Come on, get on it. Yeah, it's something I was thinking about just because you're right, Andy. I mean, you do end up knowing your stove and where it should sit, but it does swing some. Yeah. Yes, Amy, like an intermediary plate, so non-inductive media will heat. Yes. Yeah, that does exist, and I don't know again what that transfer, like how long that takes. If it's, I don't know. Yeah. Um, and you got a turkey fryer burner to use for canning. Good. Um, my whole thing is that I have solar that powers my house now. And so if I can run my canning stuff off of solar, um, then that's a positive. So that's good. Um, but yeah, I know a lot of people get the turkey fryer burners for canning, for sure. Taking Lucy out. All right. Have a good walk, Verna. Say hi to Lucy. Desiree says, I love how fast it cools down so you don't burn yourself. Yeah. Oh, question for Andy. How fast does your turkey fryer use the propane? Yeah, that's a good question. So it's always a question of fuels, right? So, I mean, it's good to have all the different fuels for all of your different things, but now that I have solar, I want to capitalize on that and use things like rechargeable batteries and for the tools and stuff, and um, possibly get a battery operated auger so that it's because the reality is I don't know how many times through. I need to research this auger. I don't know how many holes you can dig, right? And it's going to vary based on the whatever the substrate is, right? But I don't know how many holes you could dig per charge. And my question is, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever used augers, but they can be demanding. And so if it's time for a break anyway, it might not be a big deal. Yeah. Um, Andy says on my glass top stove where I put my canner on it and then fill it up so I'm not dropping. Yeah, that makes sense. Amy says, could you can in a sun oven? I wouldn't trust it. If you're water bath canning, it needs to boil and it needs to boil consistently. for a certain amount of time, depending on your whatever you're doing. And for a pressure canner, I don't know that it would get hot enough, number one. Number two, um, you need to be able to control the temperature so it is not having, it has to have enough pressure, but not too much pressure. Yeah. So you would have to, if you're doing stuff in a canner, it would have to be able to boil water. So that's up to you to know whether that's going to happen. I doubt it. And then for the pressure canner, it has to be able to get hot enough, get up enough, and I don't think that would, to get to the pressure, and then maintain that within a very low tolerance. Yeah. Oh, you only got the turkey fryer. You haven't used it yet. Well, good luck. Let us know how it turns out. Steve says, I doubt that much water would boil in a oven. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. Desiree's gonna make caramel brownies. Are you bragging? Are you gonna share? Are you bragging? I always ask that when people say it, it's like, oh, are you bragging or are you letting me know? Are you bragging or are you sharing? And he says, I just need a 4-quart canner. I am cursed with my grandma's big gene, furniture, yarn, fabric, etc. Well, I like my all-American canner. I like it. It's heavy duty. It's you can use it on some different surfaces if you needed to. I like the weight gauge because if you have a dial, you have to get it calibrated. And when it's calibrated, then it will get uncalibrated and you'll have to do it again. So if you use a weight gauge pressure canner, then that is going to be accurate basically all the time and go from there. Yeah. All right. Well, we've run the gambit here. I hope everybody talked about what they want to talk about, and if you want last minute questions or comments or any of that, jump in the discussion. If you've been sneaking and not participating, jump in the discussion, say hi. And yeah. Desiree says gonna use dulce leches and Heath bar chunks. Okay. Okay. Amy says I like my rattler. That's the weight. Yeah. Yeah. Andy says I got the turkey fryer because I told my dad one day when I saw one at the store, I want one of them, and he bought it and had to put it in my car. I haven't canned too much this year. Okay, 0 canning. Hey, I'm close to that. I've done rabbit and I've done zucchini pineapple now. Is that all I've done? I think that's, no, I did chili and broth. I think that might have been all I've done this year. Yeah. Steve says, Andy, you can one more than I did. Yeah, it's been it's been an interesting year. Good year, but a year of getting things done and also not doing things. If that makes sense to anybody. Yeah. So after this, I am feeding and watering animals and collecting their ice water bottles, which are probably not ice water anymore, or probably not ice anymore. Welcome back, Verna. And then I'm going to eat something and continue painting. And yeah, quick walk this time of night. Yeah. Yeah, you're late there. And so that's what I'll be doing is more painting and painting tomorrow before and after work, probably. And tomorrow's video is going to be about bunnies in heat. And for the shedding video that I did, I knew I had more footage and I couldn't find it. It was on my phone. So I'm just going to do part 2. You guys know how busy I am, and there's some stuff we missed. I do have to go out and really try and get Percy's shed line because it's very obvious on him. And I want to be able to show that to you. So that'll probably be Thursday. But yeah, almost 11 o'clock at Verna's. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And Amy says, night all up at 4. That's early. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off here. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we'll see you guys next Monday. And then the first Monday of September, we'll have this on the first Monday. It's the second Monday of September that will have a change. Because the first is Labor Day, and so my bee meeting isn't happening on that day. They changed it to the 8th. So I'll be here for Labor Day. I mean, if you guys are wanting to hang out, come hang out Labor Day online. And then my bee meeting will be on the 8th, and then that means that Thursday, the 11th, will be the substitute switcheroo day. So that's what we have looking forward to. And that is next week. It's a good thing I said something. Yeah, so next Monday we'll be here, and then the following Monday we'll do Thursday instead. Hopefully that makes sense. Yep, first Monday of September is Labor Day, so I'll be here. I know a bunch of you are going to be at the Gulf Coast event, and that is fine. But I'll be here. And Berna's going to be here. Good. Oh, rabbits in heat. I'm talking about hot, not about in heat. Yeah. Yeah, so next Monday is Labor Day, 3-day weekend for most people who are working, which is good. And then, but I'll still have my live that Monday, and the following Monday we'll switch it. So I'll send out a reminder in the weekend sometime. Got it. Yes, Steve. No live on the 8th. On the 11th, there will be one. Yep. But first, we'll see you next Monday. So thank you guys for coming and being engaging and having conversations and asking questions and all that. And we will see you next Monday, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming.